Hello my sweet strawberries! I recently finished cleaning my apartment. As you can clearly tell from my nails, they need immediate attention, so I'll be doing my nails while I talk about my current existential crisis. So the first thing we need to do is to get rid of this old nail polish, and I'll do that off camera. So the nail polish is off and my nails look disgusting because red polish is hard to take off, and also they're different lengths and different shapes, and I'm thinking right now if I want to do them all almond shape or all square shape, and I think I will also do that off camera. But just finished shaping my nails and I decided to go for the almond shape, and now I will be adding a nail hardener because my nails are really thin, so I always put 2 coats of nail hardener to prevent my nails from breaking as easily. They were different shapes because those square ones were broken off by my puppy and they were too short to make them into almond shapes, so I kept them square, and now they're all long enough to make them almond shaped. So as I mentioned in the intro, I'm going through a bit of an existential crisis. I thought what I was going through was like a third life crisis because I'm approaching my 30th birthday, but I never went through a quarter life crisis, and a quarter life crisis can come for people until they're 33. So maybe I'm going through a quarter life crisis. It actually sounds really dramatic, but it's not really that bad. But I'm questioning things and having a lot of thoughts. I was triggered by a video I found on my laptop when I was clearing storage. I found a video from 2019 and it reminded me that I was doing YouTube actually in 2019 when I was at university. I was on exchange semester in Italy and I tried to record my experience. Now the channel is gone, the videos are privated, but I managed to watch them all and kind of triggered an existential crisis because it reminded me how young I was and how happy, how optimistic and positive I was, how every experience was new and fun and exciting, and I was started to think that now I'm always so pessimistic, so sad, so tired, so angry, and I don't have like a lot of expectations for new and exciting things happening in my life right now because everything already happened in my 20s. So that's what I've been thinking about a lot. It just seems like I can't go back to those times, so it kind of made me sad. I guess that's part of an existential crisis. You just question everything, question what are you doing right now, question if your decisions then were good. And I was watching those videos, those old Italy videos, and I was thinking, how many things are waiting for you? How many new experiences, new firsts are waiting for you? And I thought that, I don't know if any new experiences are waiting for me now. I guess there will be, I'm sure there will be, but probably not as many as then. And also I was so sad to think about that I could have recorded my whole life since 2019 and have everything on video, and I could have been even more nostalgic about my past life, but I didn't, and I kind of regret it because there were so many things I could have recorded and could have had memories of, like graduating during the pandemic. That was a weird time. Finding my first job and finding my first apartment to live in, because before that I was living in the dorms with other people. First travels, first trip outside of Europe, and promotions at work, my first car, my dog. So many things I could have recorded, and I don't know how many of these new experiences I will have in my 30s and the rest of my life. And maybe my life will be never as exciting as it was in my 20s, and I have missed all of that. I have the memories, but I wanted to have memories that I could rewatch. So I regret that a little bit, that I didn't do that. So I guess I'm doing that now to have no regrets about not recording my 30s, because there will probably be new experiences There have to be, and if there won't be, I will create new experiences, because I just can't let my life boring. But that sent me a little bit into a spiral. I'm better now because it was a couple of weeks ago and the emotions have went down, but I'll still think about it from time to time. The nail hardener is dry, so I should pick a color for the nails. Maybe this purple or maybe this pink. This neutral one, I don't know. Maybe this one? This almost white one. Okay, let's go with this one. This very, very pale pink that's almost white. And the decorations I have are these pink decorations. Also these translucent decorations. Okay, so first I will do this nail polish, and while I do it, I'm gonna think about what design I want to do. As I was waiting for my nail hardener to dry, I also remember that when I was watching those YouTube videos of me from Italy, I was so surprised how well I spoke in Italian, because I did those videos in Italian. I spoke Italian so well, and also I spoke so fast and knew so many words. And also, I had such clear thoughts. I don't know if you noticed how many cuts my videos have, but it's because I just blank out. I just don't know what to say. Not necessarily because I don't have anything to say, but maybe I don't know how to say in English. And English is my first foreign language, and Italian is my third foreign language. I didn't even remember how well I knew it. It kind of made me disappointed in myself right now that I abandoned Italian and that I don't know it as well. Every word I said in those videos I know and I understand, but I would never use them right now because I just couldn't produce them. I can understand them passively, like reading or listening, but I couldn't produce them on my own, and that made me disappointed. And also how well I gather my thoughts and how well I express myself, that also surprised me a lot, because I was younger. I'm supposed to be smarter and I'm supposed to be wiser now, but I think I was smarter then, which is also disappointing. I'm so sad and I'm so disappointed why my brain works like that. I feel like I'm dumber now. I feel like I dumbed down, and that's a whole different spiral I went down. And I wish I could read more research-based books about linguistics and all of that stuff, because I studied linguistics and that's an interesting topic for me, but I just can't bring myself to do that, because after work I don't want to strain my brain even more than it was strained during work. And that actually made me realize what happened, what changed. Like, how did I go from that happy, enthusiastic, energetic person to what I am right now? And after thinking, I came to the conclusion that it's probably because I have a job. I have an office job, and I really never gave much thought to all of those TikToks and Reddit posts about soul-sucking corporate 9-to-5 jobs. I just thought, it's a job. You do the job, you go home, and you do the things that you like. But looking back on how I was then and comparing to how I am now, I realized that I now understand what they meant by saying soul sucking. They really do suck your soul, even though I actually like my job. It's not like I hate the job itself. It's just like not very intellectually stimulating, I guess. It's very mentally draining. I'm so tired at the end of the day, and it's a lot of work. And I wish I had all the time in the world to just study, to learn new languages, to learn new things. If I was a vampire and I could live forever, I would like that actually. People are surprised when I say I would like to live forever, because I could learn so many languages, I could attend so many universities, I could try out so many professions. It would be so interesting, read so many books, so much to explore and learn and experience. There's not enough time. Okay, so now I'll have to wait for this layer to dry, and I will wait maybe half an hour and then come back for the second coat and some more thoughts I have in this existential crisis I'm going through, and maybe finally finishing going through. Actually, how long do you go through an existential crisis? How do you work it out? Did you just get over it? Can you get over it over a day? Does it count like an existential crisis if you get over a day? Because that evening I felt really strong emotions. But now it's just more like invasive thoughts that I can get rid of, but they're not really affecting me emotionally that much. Anyway, I don't remember what was the last thing I said, but I did go and read while my nail polish was drying, so that was a nice break. Also, when I realized that I was having an existential crisis, I just went to define it. I was just looking at the signs. I wouldn't say I display all of these signs, but one of the signs that I don't think I'm experiencing is regretting your decisions. I am questioning my life, but I wouldn't say that I regret my 20s. Looking back at it, I would just say I'm just sad that it passed and that it will never come back. I will never experience my 20s. I will never be as young and as carefree. But I wouldn't say I regret it, because yeah, I do regret not doing YouTube to make memories that I can look back on. But I don't think I regret my 20s, like the career path, the relationships I had, the things I did, the decisions I made, or like even before my 20s. I don't regret life before it. I don't regret anything that happened before this, because if I think about what I would have done different back then, even with the knowledge I have now, if I went back to the life I had, like to primary school or something, I don't think I would do anything different. Not because every decision I made was perfect and you couldn't do any better than the things I already did, but it's because I think there are things that I couldn't do because of my personality. I don't know, I'm a calm person. I don't really like being among a lot of people, and even I feel sad about certain things, like maybe not having anything to do after school, not going to extra activities or something, but I don't think I would have done anything different, even if I know that I would maybe regret it in the future, because I just didn't like going outside of my home. I just like to be at home. I wanted to study, I wanted to read, I didn't want to be with people. I liked being with my dog. It's just my personality, and I don't think I would have done anything different, even if I look back at it now and think maybe I should have went outside a little bit more. Maybe I was closed off too much, but like I don't think I could have done anything different. What's better, the pink ones or the iridescent ones? I really like the iridescent ones, but I really like the pink ones. The pink ones are really big and my nails are short right now, and these iridescent ones are a bit smaller. I think I'm gonna go with these iridescent ones and leave these ones for when my nails are a bit longer. Probably do different bows. Okay, so I found 3 different bow shapes. So there will be 3 on one hand and 3 on the other hand. I am back. The frame might have changed, and also the lighting is different because I'm using artificial lights right now because it's already almost my bedtime. I have walked with my dog and I had a shower because I didn't want to wet the decoration glue. To apply the decorations, I'm using just nail glue. I think this glue is meant for gluing on fake nails, but I'm using it to glue on decorations. I have to decide now which ones are going where. And also I really wanted to do this today because I wanted to finish my thoughts on the existential crisis. I wanted to finish in a positive note. I already said earlier that I don't really regret my life, and I don't regret what I did. I don't think I made a lot of big mistakes or anything like that. So in that regards, I think everything's okay. What other positive thing I realized was that while watching those videos, I found a video of me doing 50 random facts about me, and that video made me realize that I didn't actually change that much. I'm still the same person basically. Some of the things I said in that video was that I really like the color pink, which is still true. I even then, in 2019, I said I really liked strawberries. I always liked strawberries, so the only thing I enjoyed doing in the garden when my mom asked was to pick strawberries. If I had to choose one thing I had to eat for the rest of my life, I would choose strawberries. I wouldn't survive for a very long time because it's basically just water, but I would choose strawberries. I also said that the person I would like to meet, alive or dead, in real life and have like dinner with was Da Vinci. I'm still of the same opinion. I'm really fascinated by Da Vinci, how smart he was, how versatile he was, how a person can be so intelligent, so smart, and so talented in so many things. And also another thing I mentioned in that video was that I'm obsessed with German Shepherds, and that one made me cry because I always wanted a German Shepherd. I said in that video that once I saw this show about a German Shepherd that was helping a police officer to solve crimes, I always was fascinated with them and always wanted one, and now I have one, and made me tear up because back then I didn't know I would get a German Shepherd. Maybe I did know because that was my plan all along, but that I actually did it, that I actually have it, and she's the best. There were some things that I mentioned that gave me hope that I'm still the same person. I still have the same interests, I still like the same things, so maybe I still have the capabilities, the mental capabilities to learn new things and to remember the old things, and that maybe the positivity and the optimism are not gone and I still can regain them. I'm ending on a positive note. I think seeing that video and realizing that it didn't change that much, which for some people might seem like a negative thing, but for me it's comforting. And I know I'm being dramatic right now, and I know everything will be okay. I'm almost over it and I will be fine, and this is just how life goes. You can't turn back time. But you know, I just have a brain and it does its own thing. It thinks, and it's just reviewing my life that I had, because I'm approaching a year that's pretty significant in people's lives. So I don't even know if anything I said here made sense. It's been a couple of weeks since I had these thoughts. I'm not really that emotional about them anymore, but I hope someone can relate, and I hope you like my nail art. Look at these nails, like, how pretty are they? I just want to look at them. How nice, how cute, how pretty, how aesthetic, how princess core. I really like that bows are now really in and trendy, because everything is with bow patterns, like real bows. There are so many things to choose from, because I always like bows. I don't know how old all of these decorations are, but they just prove I liked bows for a long time. I hope you enjoyed looking at me doing my nails and talking about my existential crisis, which is not that serious, it's not that deep. I'm not too worried about it. It too shall pass. I still have a couple of months of my 20s, and I will be still overthinking about my 20s, what I did, what I not. And I think someday I will go back to this video and just laugh at it that I was being so dramatic. So I hope you liked the process of bedazzling my nails. I'm repeating myself, and I will go now and I will be back soon. Ciao!